Maestro styles, you know we got one. Right back like we left something. We don't duck smoke, we want all of it. So line them up, Trey shot with the blade, you know we sizing it up. I'm quick to catch the fade, you know Styles making the cut. Cause we coming out clean every time that we showing up.
It's gonna be called The Barbershop.
Yo, what up, folks? Welcome back. It is a brand new episode of the Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. We are streaming live on the YouTube channel, Twitch, Facebook Live, Twitter, and on Instagram. I'm Trey Frazier, and that's the homie right there, Maestro Styles.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's good, man? How was your week, man?
So far so good, man. I can't complain. Definitely recovering from the weekend. I got a little extra faded over the weekend. But I'm good.
That's what's up. Yeah. Same thing over here, man. Busy weekend. First quick shout out. I forgot to do this last week, so happy belated birthday to Mom Dukes. Her birthday was last week. She was here for the week and she went back home this past weekend. And had a chance to go see Nate play one of his games this weekend, which, by the way, he did win his game. The team is 3-0 on the season. As for Natalie's team, still got some work to do. Still trying to get that first win on Natalie's team. So still got some.
Hey man, that 3-0 feels so familiar, man.
I'm sure it does, man.
For me and our guests.
Yes, absolutely. I'm sure you're gonna get into it with the Steelers. We're gonna welcome back a guest from last year, T. Estell, Buffalo Bills fan. Host a couple of podcasts. She'll come on and we're gonna talk some Bills Ravens, which is this coming Sunday night. So that should be a good one. We'll also recap about what she saw from her team last night, as I'm sure she's smoking on that Jacksonville pack heavy.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine it being a whole bunch of analysis. We gotta call Trevor Lawrence to the table at this point. We all been kind of, maybe we shouldn't, I guess hesitant to do it. But I mean, after this loss here, this ass whooping.
Yeah. I think we should take it a step further. We need to call out Doug Peterson, man. Because my man's was brought there to, kind of fix Trevor Lawrence. And, that first year he got there seemed like all was good. They got to the playoffs. They came back from a 27-point deficit. They went on to the second round and eventually lost to the Chiefs. I think it's about time that Doug Peterson's seat is hot right now. I mean, you think about last year and how they kind of faded after starting, 8-3 or something like that, and then they just kind of, fell off pretty hard after that. And now, they're kind of continuing this little thing here. I mean, offense looks terrible. I mean, through the first 3 weeks. For Jacksonville, and if you coach Peterson and your specialty is being an offensive mind, you definitely got to get called to the carpet for what's been happening here. So not a good look in Jacksonville. I would say their season is done. I didn't have them going to the playoffs anyway,
right? So
it is what it is, but I tweeted this out earlier. I said, everybody talking about last night's game, and rightfully so, and the Commanders, and that's going to be a big topic I think we're going to get into today as well. But seem like a lot of the national folks are kind of, not talking about how bad Jacksonville looked last night.
Yeah, I mean, but look, man, let's be clear. Jacksonville is not one of them teams that this media wise we looking for unless they having wins and phenomenal wins. So I mean, I'm not surprised that they're not, shining a light on the Jacksonville Jaguars. I do also want to add, because you said it's over for Jacksonville.
Yeah.
You feel like it's over for Jacksonville. I do you one better. It's over for the Colts, Jacksonville, and the Titans.
Okay. I can agree with you with the Titans for sure. That was sort of a bad look. You had the homie come back to the crib, Malik Willis, and shout out to Green Bay, man. They've kind of been able to keep themselves afloat with Malik Willis and Josh Jacobs running the football. Top 5. I think he's top 5 or top 10 in rushing right now. Matt LaFleur kind of putting out some good game plans out there for Malik Willis, and he's not allowing him to make mistakes. Malik Willis has been quite efficient, and he looks like a much better quarterback than he did when he was with Tennessee. So
yeah, for sure.
You gotta, if I'm a Tennessee Titan fan and I'm in that stadium on Sunday, and I looked at the dude that was on my team once upon a time, and I get it because they moved some people out of that front office that was responsible for drafting Malik Willis. So it's a different regime. But if I'm a fan, you just kind of look at it and like, damn, like if we had the right coaching staff, we might have been able to, get Malik Willis, upright. But
yeah, but it's not like he had like some star-studded game. I mean, he was good. You know what I'm saying?
In Tennessee.
What was his number? What was his stat line? Maybe I'm confused on what his stat line was.
Nah, he was. Well, you remember the Sunday night game against the Chiefs, where they had the lead, and then when Kansas City was making their run, there was like those couple drives in like the third, fourth quarter where he was just indecisive. He didn't know what to do with the ball, and his stats wasn't all that great in Tennessee.
Oh no. Okay, no. I'm talking about because didn't they just play? They just played Tennessee over the weekend, right?
The Packers, yes.
Right. So I thought you was referring to Malik Willis having a great game in Green Bay, and maybe I misheard you. That they was having a good game, that he had such a great game that maybe Tennessee was regretting what happened, regretting giving him up.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Okay,
but
so
I guess the way you responded made it seem like you were saying, maybe it's not all that, but to the point is that when Malik was with the Titans, with that, with Vrabel and his staff, it just seemed like they didn't know what to do with him. Like when he was in games, they didn't know what to do with him. Now that he's with an offensive coach that knows how to, put together some great game plans and knows how to put the quarterback in positions to not, mess the game up. I would imagine fans look at it and say, damn, like if we had the coaching staff or the patience to, invest in this kid more. And I'm leaning it more so because Will Levis has not looked like he's the guy. He's not looked like that for pretty much 3 games now. And maybe you go back to last season in some instances, but right now, Will Levis, if I had my if it was up to me, I would say, yo, Will Levis, this is really not your job right now, even though you are the starter. But
yeah, but I guess what I'm saying, looking at it, it's not like you've looked at. I mean, and again, just based on what you saw in Green Bay in these past 2 games of Malik Willis, it's not like you saw like, ooh, like this, or maybe this guy is a franchise quarterback in these 2 starts. You just saw that under some coaching, under the right system, he could be productive. But it's not like his stat line in the week 2 game or the Titans game.
Yeah, it's not spectacular.
Right. That's what I was getting at. I took it like you were saying the Titans wish they had Malik Willis still right now.
The Titans. I was more so saying the Titans fans, not so much the organization, because the organization is under different front office.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I don't even know. Like, I get that Malik Willis won the game, and he definitely didn't look like he looked good.
He looks different. He looks different than when he looked in Tennessee.
Sure, but I still don't look at that game, and I don't pretend I had saw the whole game, but I don't look at that game and look at his how he looked on the field. I look at him and say, this looks like a guy who has been better coached in the offseason. But I don't look at his play on the field and be like, as if I were to be a Titans fan, obviously I'm not. I don't look at them and be like, oh man, we missed out. Like,
well, remember, Malik Willis was just traded to the Packers
like a week
before the season started, and we knew that was sort of a different playbook for him. So the fact that he was coached well.
He was coached well.
He was coached well. He had to learn the playbook in a short amount of time. Him coming in for that last play against the Eagles, it didn't look good. Granted, it was just one play, but he had a week. He had a couple weeks to, get into the playbook. They implemented a game plan. They stuck with the run game,
which is more about what happened. Well, that's more
of course,
what happened.
Of course.
Right.
Of course. But even with that, even with him being efficient, not losing the game, not doing anything crazy, and still looking how he looks, it's still night and day with how he was with Tennessee.
Sure,
it's still night and day.
I guess what I'm saying is I don't think fans miss him based on these two games. I don't think they miss him.
Yeah, well, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
But shout out to Malik Willis. We, I'm glad he getting a fresh start, and hopefully things.
He's getting his stock up. He's getting his stock up for sure.
Yeah, I doubt very seriously, and I hate to be pessimistic about a black quarterback. I doubt very seriously we're going to see anything on tape while Jordan Love is out that's going to get him into starting quarterback territory.
I wouldn't close the door on that just yet. I hear you. I just know that the league, some of these teams that are, bad teams that looking for quarterbacks,
like who
you just never know.
In your mind, like, and I get we're obviously speculating, and there's a lot going on, and we 3 games in the season.
But the team they just played.
Yeah, and Will Levis looks bad in 3 weeks. Don't get it twisted. But we're not gonna act like you and other people had high hopes or high expectations for Will Levis going into the season. So he had 3 bad games.
No, I'm just saying right now he's getting his stock up. We'll see how everything goes once Jordan Love gets back, whenever that is.
Well, I said mention a team that might want to use Malik Willis' services, and you said the team he just beat.
Well, I was thinking more so for next season. Not this season. Well, I don't think nobody's trading him in the middle of the season.
I don't think they would want him this. I don't think that Malik Willis is going to put any type of tape together this season while Jordan Love is out, where a team like the Tennessee Titans would look at him and say, oh, that's our answer, especially considering Will Levis. And I get Will Levis hasn't played good in these past 3 weeks. Yeah. They're going to say we are going to pick Will Levis over Malik Willis.
Right. And maybe that's a bad example because he was there already. But
I'm just talking about whatever he puts on tape. Like I'm just talking about as far as being a stock. And God bless you getting your stock up. I don't think if that's what you're trying to do. I don't foresee that working out in his favor this season.
It's possible.
That's all. That's just.
But if you're Malik Willis, that's what you got to do.
That's all. I mean, of course. All you can do is get, use the opportunities you get. I'm just foreseeing that I don't see nothing he gonna put on tape that's gonna be like, this dude, we need to get him to be a starting quarterback in this league. Let's be clear. I don't think he was a starting quarterback when he was being touted as the second best quarterback in the draft that year. But I didn't think Kenny Pickett was a starting quarterback either.
Right. So you didn't want Malik Willis when he met with Tomlin that offseason.
And I didn't want Kenny Pickett
and all that. Yeah.
So
Well, we knew that. We knew that.
Yeah. So I didn't believe none of them was number one quarterbacks or franchise quarterbacks. Yeah. So there's that. But I've been wrong before.
He just needed the right coach to get him right. I think that's where he's at.
So you think Malik Willis, that on a scale of 1 to 10, Malik Willis gets a starting job on a bad team next year.
On a scale of 1 to 10, I will say a 7. I'll say a 7.
Wow, that's pretty fucking high.
I'll say a 7.
I mean,
just
he's young.
without
young.
me knowing like who else has
Obviously.
got bad quarterback play right now. Like the Titans are the only one that really kind of comes to mind now.
And the problem is that you can't really. The Giants have bad quarterback play, but you can't you can't really like you could say
Carolina.
yes. You could say yes, we got bad quarterback play, but he's so young. You're not gonna give up on Will Levis in his second year. You know what I'm saying? Like you'd have to be historically bad for to give up. Yeah,
he gotta be like Zach Wilson bad.
Yeah, and Zach Wilson still held on to it for 3 or 4 years, I believe. So
yeah, well, they got rid of him before that rookie deal went off. So
right, but I think he had been there for 3 years.
Yeah, it's been 3 years.
Yeah,
3 years, and really, is it 4? Is it 4, or was he there for 2? Well, he was there for 2. Then they got Rodgers, and then
they benched him.
Ended up happening to, play him for that 3rd year because of the Rodgers injury last year. So
yeah,
shout out to Jungle Brother in
the
Twitter chat. Shout out to you, man.
I gotta speak on because I was trying to segue from being wrong. I've been wrong before, and I was wrong last week, and I want to be the first to apologize because
you got hounded at work, didn't you?
Nah, I ain't saying nothing crazy, but what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. Andy Dalton smoked shit Sunday.
Oh, I thought you was going into the Commanders talk. But yes.
Andy Dalton smoked shit Sunday. 36-22. They beat the Raiders. I don't know his stat line. I just know that he had 3 touchdowns in the first half.
Yeah.
Deontay Johnson came alive. All of a sudden, the running game and Hubbard is moving all of a sudden with him in the game. So I don't know how long this is going to last. But I owe him an apology because I thought this was going to be a shit show this Sunday, and he not only did he win, but he won in convincing fashion, to the point where Antonio Pierce was at his presser saying he clearly sees players on his team making business decisions, so we're going to make some of the business decisions as well this week.
Yeah, so, and I think that's where my focus wants to be is the Raiders, because I'm pissed off that we lost to this team, and you got this team overlooking the Panthers. I think that's what happened. They overlooked the Panthers because of what was going on with the quarterback situation, and and look, for all the crap we've given Andy Dalton over the years, the dude is still a serviceable quarterback if you need him to be in an emergency situation. So am I surprised at what he did? A little bit, but at the end of the day, I mean, the dude was a legit starter for a number of years. So Bryce Young's time is done in Carolina in my book. I don't know, and look, it's just 1 week, and maybe the Raiders did overlook them. We just got to see how this plays out over the next several games and see how, because now the teams that are on the schedule see this and they say, okay, we can't overlook this team now. Now that team is going to be coming, going to be gunning for us. So but let's see how Carolina can keep this up. Let's see how the new coaching staff can be able to maintain this, because I mean, what's that? 3 touchdown passes. Did Bryce Young even have 1 in them first 2 games?
Pretty sure he didn't.
Yeah. So I don't know how you go back to the young kid, and I feel for him, but and I don't know what kind of leverage he got, but I would be thinking about quarterbacking elsewhere, and obviously he's looking at a backup role at this point. I would think.
Yeah, hell yeah.
He'd be looking at a backup role. So,
you spoke on your disappointment in the Ravens losing to the Raiders last week.
Yeah,
it's only right we get to your game because y'all almost lost this one too, man.
Yo, I gotta tell you something. I'm watching the game. We up 28-6. Derrick Henry doing his thing, stiff arming niggas and trucking niggas down the field. We up big. It's like, all right, cool. So I had a family Zoom call to get on about 7:00, right? So I'm on the call. I got the game on right here. I'm actually sitting in the same spot on the Zoom call with the family. And, every now and then I'm looking up at the TV and then I see 28-13. Then I see 28-19. And then I see 28-25. And I'm like, yeah, and look, a win is a win. Lamar closed it out with the last drive. But man, Zach Orr, I don't know what the hell you're doing, my man, but you got to stop giving up these yards in the fourth quarter, bro. I don't know what the hell. I don't know if it's the new defensive coordinator. I don't know if it's John Harbaugh just kind of taking the foot off the gas. This has been a trend for 3 weeks straight. I mean, you could go back to last season. You could go back to multiple past seasons, but
okay, I was just about to say, because we just got finished talking about that week 2 win being resembling of that Colts loss last year, right? Like, this
it goes back. It goes back.
Ravens have tendency to do this.
It go and your coach once upon a time said they don't play for all 4 quarters, and you would think that resonates with the coaching staff, but I don't know, man. I'm not. I can say I'm happy we got the win, but I'm not happy because this trend of the defense. And look, the offense has to take some capability also, because they could still be putting up some points, while Dallas is trying to make their run into the game, whatever. So offense needs some capability, but Lamar closed it out. Defense got some work to do, man. I mean, we are 32nd in pass defense, all because of these 3-4 quarters, this season so far.
Yeah,
so they got to fix that. They got to fix that.
Yeah, I mean, I knew Dallas running defense had been bad. I didn't think they was this bad. And I think that's what I see as the catalyst as to why y'all got out of there with a win. That their run defense is bad.
That's the constant with Dallas. That's kind of been the constant.
I knew they were bad, but I didn't think they were going to be that bad. I thought that the combination between CD and Dak would have been good enough to get Dallas out of there, and clearly it wasn't, because y'all can't stop anybody, or they can't stop anybody in the running game. And that's certainly
well,
sad.
who carved them up last week? The Saints. So Alvin Kamara, that's a good running back right there.
Yeah, but at least that was like kind of a balanced thing. Like, they kind of got the lead throwing the ball. Like, I remember an early bomb to I forget his name, but number 22 for the Saints. Yeah. I remember earlier bomb there. Like that was kind of a balanced attack in New Orleans. I get that Kamara had 4 touchdowns, but I don't believe and were they all rushing? I don't remember, but I
don't remember either.
Yeah, but I know that David Carr had a decent game that game as well. So that was kind of what I said. David Carr again.
Yeah, you said his brother.
Yeah. So Derek Carr had he had a decent game that game. This game, Lamar Jackson was there throwing the ball, but this was clearly a game where running, they did what they wanted to do. One quick, I put that comment out a little faster, but I wanted to hear your opinion on Bryce Young to the Dolphins.
Yeah, because they got a situation going on there with Tua. He's on IR, to my understanding, with the option to come back week 6 or 7, something like that. Bryce Young going back. He gonna be the backup until when Tua gets back. If he ever comes back, Bryce Young would be a backup situation. But if you're asking me, could they use Bryce Young right now? I don't know, because
you think Bryce Young could? I mean, as bad as Skylar Thompson is, I'm sure.
And who's the backup? Tim Doyle,
But can Bryce Young beat them two to get the starting spot?
That's where I'm trying to get to. And I don't, like I said, I don't want to disrespect the kid, but
Well, it ain't disrespect if we give it an opinion, an unbiased opinion.
Yeah.
He don't look like he can beat Skylar Thompson in Miami.
Right. Not right now. Not right now.
He don't look
it don't look like it. So unless and
so
shout out to the X squad.
Would you get Bryce Young if you're a Dolphins GM, or
it
would
would
you
be
call?
it would be something long term. Let me just put it at that. It would be something long term. He would be the backup because remember Tua got the bag, so
yeah,
ain't nobody taking that spot from Tua.
Well, and then also let's be clear, this is Bryce Young's second year, so it's not like they talking about no contracts. No way, he got at least another year before a contract even comes into play. So we ain't talking about contracts. He would be on a rookie contract for at least another year. So we ain't even talking about extending them. We're just talking about right now. Would you, with Andy Dalton having the hot hand and Bryce Young having the cold hand, would you, as the Miami Dolphins in y'all situation in that situation, call to Carolina about possibly picking up Bryce Young?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So your answer for you is no?
The answer for me is no. It's no, because I had to think about it. I had to really decipher the situation, and honestly, Skylar Thompson shouldn't have to look over his shoulder if it's between him and Bryce Young, respectfully. But that's the way I'm looking at it.
All right. Sean Sims want to talk about the Commanders. Here's what I have
Sean? What up, Sean?
Here's what
my man got a quarterback.
Yeah.
DT got a quarterback.
Yeah. And look, I said it at the beginning of the year. Mm-hmm. You're looking at the rookie of the year. I said it before. A snap was taken. That's about to be the rookie of the year. Because even if he isn't his best at his highest, performing at his highest potential, that offensive line is going to have him running. He's going to be in plenty of opportunities to make plays. And that boy made plays. That boy made some plays last night.
My man went on the road, and the coach was like, "Yo, we need a play here. We gonna dial it up." My man said, "All right, I'm gonna take this hit, but I'm gonna let my man Scary Terry make a play," and they closed it out.
Yeah. Shout out to Jay McDaniel. Shout out to the Commanders. Look. Y'all got a quarterback. That's what
they got a quarterback.
They got a quarterback.
My prediction is feeling pretty strong right now. As far as them being a playoff team, it's looking strong right now.
They got some stuff to resolve. And
look, for as maybe as suspect as their offensive line seems to be, Jaden Daniels has been able to avoid the hits and the sacks and stuff. So
he running into hits, but he ain't running into tackles per se. He's doing his job. He's doing his job for sure.
No doubt, man. Yeah, man. DC got a quarterback.
They don't. I'm gonna tell you now. I've been hearing a lot of people don't put him in the RG3 category, even though there's
knock on wood.
Right. Well, but the problem is that Jaden Daniels also needs to learn how to slide. So let's not put the RG3 curse on him.
We just praying for the kid
on him for sure.
That he make it through the season. So let's get our guests back. Welcome back, T.
Hey.
Welcome back.
How you guys doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am great today. It's Victory Tuesday.
You're smoking on that Jacksonville pack, huh?
Yes, I am, and I'm excited about it too. I know it's just Jacksonville, like everybody likes to downplay everything, but a win is a win.
A win is a win. A 47-10 ass whipping is you get a little more energy when it's 47-10 though. Yeah.
Oh yeah. When it's comfortable for sure.
So me and you, T, we in a rare club right now. 3-0. My Pittsburgh Steelers are 3-0.
Oh, that's right.
And your Buffalo Bills. Yeah. So we in rare air. And before I tell everybody how I feel, I want to know how you feel because I'll be honest, and I know you know, because man, you have talked about it, and on several occasions that I'm not super high on Buffalo in the past 2 years, but Josh Allen continues to be fucking Superman. There ain't no another way to slice it. But what have you been seeing? What have you seen in the Buffalo's 3 games that has been so that has worked?
I'm not gonna lie. Coming into this season, when you remove two pieces, because we forget that they also moved on from Davis as well, and that's not really talked about. But when you remove those pieces from your offense, you take a step back and you're like, as a fan, you're like, okay, where is this offense coming from? What are we doing here? But Brandon Beane has a master plan, and the last 3 games that I've seen is, okay, we don't quote unquote have a number one. You want to spread the ball around. I get it. I totally understand it. Everybody eats. That's what the whole MO down here is. But at some point, someone's going to have to eat more. And for right now, I'm glad, because the preseason, Josh didn't really play a lot. And for me, I'm looking at these, like the first game to me was another preseason game because of their not playing together. Josh and Coleman didn't really, mesh that too much. The offense was, what is it going to look like with all these new pieces? So, but I'm right now 0-3-0. I'm excited. Like, it looks good. It looks a little fine tuned right now. But the one position that I am excited about is our O-line. Our O-line is playing really, really well, and they played really, really, really well, really, really well last year. So, I'm excited about the O-line and keeping Josh upright.
I think I'm intrigued by y'all's running game, because I think after y'all fired the coordinator last year, y'all was in kind of a little bit of a dark place midseason, and then Joe Brady comes in as the offensive coordinator, and he starts to implement this running game with James Cook.
Right.
And I remember the game against Dallas late in the year where, and it's funny because we just talked about Dallas's run defense. This past weekend.
Still has a problem with it.
Barbecue chicken, boy. Barbecue chicken.
Yeah, right. And Buffalo really was able to get some things going against the Cowboys late in the season. And I said to myself, you know what? If this works, if this continues to work, Josh Allen doesn't have to be Superman all the time.
Right.
He'll have to be in some moments, in them clutch moments, but he don't have to be it, 24/7.
Right.
17 games, per season. So I'm intrigued by y'all running game, like y'all implementing that and y'all being able to complement it with, with the tight end, the 2 tight end sets. And
then we went out and got another running back, Ray Davis. So, which is another complimentary piece for Josh Allen and James Cook. So, get anything takes. If you put pieces in that take away from Josh running and like you said, having to put the cape on and putting the guys on his back to do unnecessary things like getting hit and whatever. I'm not going to say he put the cape on and hurdled over someone and they got injured, but did you have to do that, Josh? Yeah. But that you can't, and you don't want to take that out of his game. You don't want. We've seen what it looked like when they did last year, and it wasn't good. It wasn't good. We were barely winning games. Josh didn't look happy playing football, and the offense didn't. It wasn't vertical at all. It was it was stagnant. So, I love the way it's looking right now in week 3.
That's what's up. I want to ask you get your opinion about something. Just kind of going to kind of as we're kind of doing like a week 3 recap of some of these games, some of the bigger highlighted games from last weekend, and I'm my mind is on Minnesota versus Houston. And shout out to Sam Darnold because he had another great performance, 4 touchdown passes. That appears to be one of the big stories of the season so far. But I'm looking at the Texans and I'm looking at Stephon Diggs and his, contributions to that team or what it could potentially be. And, I flip back and forth between that game and I'm like, yo, these dudes are getting smashed by the Vikings. By the Vikings. And I'm like, Brian Flores, you devil, like you one of them.
Brian Flores, though, besides all of the stuff that happened with Tua, he's a good he's a good head coach.
Always been a good coach. He's always been a good coach.
He is the second best defensive coordinator in the league right now.
Yes. That's a lot of people want him as a head coach.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know what they were trying to tarnish his image or nothing like that, but I mean that defense speaks for itself on Sunday.
Yeah.
He had them guys ready to play. I didn't know, like I was going back and forth because I didn't really watch it. They were just flying around. Yeah. And they want to play for him. So, you know.
I don't know what he got going on over there, but I don't know who's on that defense as far as player wise. I don't know what the big name is over there. I just know when I looked for a couple of seconds, I'm like, damn, they really putting it to the Texans. Let's be clear. Yeah. My projection for the Texans, I got high expectations for the Texans this year. And for that team to come in and deal with them the way they dealt with them, they had them hold them to 7 points. That's something different. That's something absolutely.
And they didn't get them 7 points until the fourth quarter.
Exactly. I was just about to say that. It was straight up garbage time.
When I turned to it third quarter, they had no points.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, what? Did somebody get injured or something? Because I was like, what, is he not playing? What happened? But no, they were all out there.
So a couple of things, a couple of notes from that game. What's the running back? Joe Mixon didn't play.
He's been hurt. Yeah.
Okay, which I didn't know. I didn't even know we got hurt, whatever. But he didn't play. Secondly, so there was this theory going around that, and again, I didn't watch the majority of the game. I only saw like little bits and pieces, just kind of trying to keep up with the score. But there's this theory going around that they was trying to get Stephon Diggs off. Like, he going back to the old crib, wanted to show out in front of the old fans, and that it didn't work out in the Texans' favor. That's an intriguing
because 34-7. Yeah, I'm sorry, 34-7. At some point, you realize when they yell 14-0, 21-0, like, oh shit,
you got to come up off that plan.
Right. Yeah. You got to forget the whole homecoming thing. You got to forget that.
And not even that. You haven't been there in 4 years, so who cares?
You play for a whole nother team.
Right.
Yeah.
He played the Vikings when he was a Bill.
I'm sure he did.
He did. He did. So when it was like this whole revenge game, I was like, wait, he played with the Vikings with the Buffalo Bills. Why is there a revenge game? Because we had to catch the oh my God, what's his name?
That was the Justin Jefferson.
Yes.
That was
that was the game. You absolutely right. Yeah.
So I'm like, why is there revenge now? Like, what are we doing?
I don't know.
I don't know.
You know what? He's over there now, and I'm happy. I'm happy.
Yeah.
To be quite honest.
Yeah. So you was cool with you ain't feel no kind of way when he left?
Well, at first I was like, they can't trade him. That's too much of a dead cap on that. That was a lot.
Yeah.
But he's gone, and I was all right after a week of, oh my God, like, how is this offense gonna run? And what are they gonna do? And I know it was a heavy wide receiver draft, so I was like, okay, all right, he has a plan. So then, I was done. Like once you're gone, you're gone. I'm done with you. You're no longer, in the building per se. So, hey, good luck to that man.
Yeah, sure. Because I was thinking the same. I was thinking the same thing because not only did he leave, but Gabe left.
Gabe Davis left. Yeah,
and they don't even talk about that though.
Yeah, right. And say what you want, but I remember Pittsburgh getting cooked by Gabe Davis in the regular season. So I'm sitting here like, all right. Deep threat gone, number one wide receiver gone, and and y'all got solid tight ends in Kincaid and Knox. So but when you want to stretch the field, where is that coming from? But
exactly.
Y'all, hey, it's working. Whatever you're doing is working so far in 3 games. Right. I know it's early, but projection wise, like how far does this team go for you?
I've always said we are going to be 11-6. I could see 12-5, but I'm going to stick to 11-6. I think 11-6 gets us, I don't know if it's the division, because to be quite honest with you, now that Miami's doing Miami things, it's the Jets. It's the Jets and the Bills. And as far as that, the Jets can go, quote unquote, that's any team though, health wise.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I think we're going to be neck and neck. The Jets and the Bills are going to be neck and neck. We're going to be fighting for the.
That's going to be a good race.
Division.
That's going to be a good race. Yeah,
it is. So I mean, I don't got us like maybe like 2 years ago when we just took the division. It was nobody in sight. Whatever. It's going to be tough. Like competition is tough. Now, if the Jets do something to go get another wide receiver. Yeah, and I'm like, okay,
Monte Adams,
right? Then I'm like, okay, Sean, Brandon, what are we doing? What are we doing here? But I can also see the Bills. I don't know if they do it this year, but I know next year they're going to go out and get a wide receiver, someone because they'll have money. They're kind of capped, tight right now. So yeah, but they're
still good. even with like all of the defensive players' departure from last year, they still
I think we got like six right now. I think I really don't get
Von
into
Miller's got a big contract.
And then also he took a pay cut too, but we were tight, they were tight. It's not my money, but they were tight. But next year it's different. It's different for sure.
Interesting. Hey, so I got a question. I want to go back to the playoff game last year between the Bills and the Steelers. And it's something that me and Maestro, I want to, because
why?
I want to go back to this because you made it very clear about the fake slide.
Oh God!
Oh yeah! Why are you bringing that?
Fake slide.
That was a fake ass slide. Is what he did.
Josh runs like he's
That boy, he watched Kenny Pickett do it in college and was like, "All right, let me bust it out right there." And bust it out right there in the playoffs. I will
bow out gracefully. I'll give you it. I'll give you it.
Because a win is a win one way or the other.
Right.
I don't know why you want to bring that shit up. The hell you want to talk about?
Well, I'm bringing it up because you, if I'm not mistaken, you said that, and I'm paraphrasing, they should ban the fake slide.
You damn right they should ban the fake slide.
Well, okay, let me say this. The decks, was that a slide? Because we got penalized for decks. So how did Deck slide? Because they're saying he wasn't going down, and then our guy got hit for a 15-yard but he wasn't going down. Oh man, oh my God. It was against Dallas last year. Who was it? I can't remember who it was, but they got penalized because Deck didn't go all the way down, and it wasn't like it was a slide.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I guess you do have to.
You have to penalize because if you look like you're giving up, then the defensive player has to let up. And if the defensive player has to let up, then he could say, "Oh, psych," and then run past.
Right. Because if he doesn't let up, it's a flag.
It's a flag if he hits him.
So okay, let me ask you: should it be reviewable play?
If should we be able to say, "Hey, he slid or he didn't slide"?
Yeah,
I'm gonna say. I'm comfortable right this second leaving it up to the referee to determine that. Okay. But what I'll say is that if the referee fuck it up too much, then I want to see a review. But I think most referees, and trust me, I'm halfway believer in all conspiracy theories. I'm halfway believer in all.
I'm with you, and I know where you're going. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, so because I think referees are most of them I think are educated enough, but I do believe that for extra little something on the cap, little something in the head at the end of the game, I can act like, that wasn't a slide. Let that let that one rock. So.
Tom Brady. So
exactly.
You've dealt with that for 20 years. We've all dealt with it for 20 years. Yeah.
Yes. Touche, right?
So I think if that was something that they really implemented, but let's be clear, we're not seeing a whole bunch of fake slides in the NFL. We're just not seeing it. Right. But if it was a thing that people started to try to utilize for certain, the reason why I hated it, but I had to respect it from Josh Allen last playoffs is because I don't know if he really thought about, I'm sure he didn't think about, I'm sure that didn't happen. But do I think in the spur of the moment, he was like, ooh, this is a instinct type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm running. He about to hit me. Let me fake. He gonna let up and let me run. I think he definitely did that on some instinct type shit. So for him to do that on some instinct type shit, like I respect it. That's football. I can't be mad at. Right. I can't be mad at making a football play when you know what the loopholes are, et cetera, et cetera. So why I hate it, because it happened to my team. If they was playing the Ravens, I would have called it a brilliant play. So in terms,
exactly.
Yeah. So in terms,
that's what I'm trying to get you to admit that.
But why the fuck would I do that if it's my team getting their boot smoked? Why don't they understand? Why would I ever do that?
No, exactly. But for you to say that they should ban
they should ban it. No. If it was a trend that quarterbacks were using. Yeah, to get leverage on running plays when they were scrambling, then they should. That
you would have to though.
You would have to. But I get it from the defensive. Yeah, I get it from the defensive. Yeah,
you would have to. I do get that. Yeah, you would absolutely have to. Absolutely,
I do get that. I do get that because the flags will start popping up everywhere.
Absolutely.
Because I'm gonna tell you, I know how my coach is. That he want to fake hit them.
Yeah,
we gonna start hitting quarterbacks. I know what Pittsburgh gonna do. Pittsburgh gonna start hitting quarterbacks. And then they're gonna have to start throwing flags, and now we're gonna have and Tomlin is heavy in that competition committee. That's something they're gonna have to deal with in the off season.
Yeah, so I think most teams would hit the quarterback in that kind of a situation. But
once you're hitting your quarterback and your franchise quarterback, then there's a problem.
And the NFL don't want franchise quarterbacks getting hit. So they would definitely have to outlaw it. And penalize fake slides if that became a trend. But the last time it's happened is that Josh Allen, and the last time before that, Kenny Pickett was playing in Pitt. So it's not like So it's not like this stuff happens. It's not like it happens. Talk to me about the Ravens. The Ravens got the Buffalo Bills this weekend, and look.
It's gonna be a tough game.
You know where I'm standing. They almost lost to Dallas last week to be 0-3. Yeah. And look, I don't think I got Buffalo, and it's bias and it's strategy.
So, but let me ask you. So, did the Ravens just like coast? What happened?
Yeah, they coasted. This is a theme with this team, and it's been that way for about a number of years now. It's been that way for a number of years now. I mean, you go back to when we lost to the Colts last season on some dumb stuff like that. But we blew a 10-point lead last week against the Raiders.
Oh, that's yeah.
Kansas City kind of was in control of that game. We kind of had to, get that last drive off, but unfortunately his toe was out of bounds. But against Dallas, it's unacceptable in my book. I'm glad we got the win, but for me,
because they couldn't do anything. Actually, I mean, you guys were running the ball well.
Yeah,
and I turned the TV off, and came back to it. I was like, "What the? What the hell happened here?"
Went from a 3-score game to a field goal game. Yeah. It's like, all right, y'all. See, I see what y'all doing, y'all. Yeah. I see what y'all doing. Y'all trying to get up big, and y'all ain't trying to step on nobody's neck. With all due respect, but y'all ain't trying to keep the foot on the gas. Look what y'all did against Jacksonville last night. Y'all went up big, and y'all continue to keep piling on more.
Yeah, they were still blitzing.
Right. That's what I want my team to do. And in defense of the defense, Zach Orr, who's a former Raven player, has been promoted to defensive coordinator after Mike Madonna went to coach the Seahawks in the offseason.
Right.
So there's some things that I think he's learning about the players and about the team and how to, make calls. Because the way the Ravens go about defensive coordinators is they promote from within.
Okay.
They try to keep the same strategy and stuff. They never go outside of the organization for defensive coordinators. They always, keep it within the family. So I think similar because Mike McDonald, his first year, a little bit rough early on in the season. The same thing with Rex. The same thing with some past ones, Dean Pease, and folks like that. It's been like that. And then as the season goes on, they start to pick up. They start to get a little bit better. But the whole coasting in the second half, it's only one common denominator, and that's the head coach. It's John Harbaugh.
So are you ready to let him go?
Let me say this. After he blew the Raiders game last week, I said, if we do this again, if we lose and go 0-3 to Dallas, then that seat is going to have to start to get hot. The seat has to get hot. I don't like, and look, the offensive line is still a work in progress, but Lamar is a great enough quarterback where he's not getting sacked a lot. He's able to escape the pressure and all that stuff. He's only been sacked 3 times for as much as the offensive line gets a lot of smoke in this part of town. But I don't like some of the configurations that Harbaugh's been messing around with. Daniel Falele, who's our right guard, has not been playing the best right guard. Ben Cleveland, I think, is a little bit better. Makari, I think, is a little bit better. And he just refuses to kind of understand that Falele's not necessarily fit for the right guard spot. That's why if you watch the Dallas game, we've been running left.
We've
been running left a lot. And, sometimes the coach will kind of, be in over his head to say, hey, see, it worked, but come on, coach. We watched the games. Y'all was running left most of the game.
Right.
Like y'all still got problems on that right side of the line. So I will say that coach he has an ego, and I think he's trying. He has an ego. I think. I think he's trying to not admit of certain mistakes that are being seen on film and things like that. He's trying to hold on. Remember, Maestro, the Super Bowl year where they had the mutiny.
I'm about to say you took it way back on this one. Go ahead.
Right, yeah, because this is a real thing, and even Ed Reed talked about it. He said, "Look, man, I wasn't a hardball guy. I mean, he came in, he changed the culture, but the way he was talking to niggas, it was like, yo, like, come on, man. Like,
I never heard Ed Reed say that.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. He was. I think Joe Buck was interviewing him on one of his platforms. But yeah, Ed Reed came out and was like, "Yo, I wasn't a hardball guy," and quite frankly, I don't think none of those vets at that time were hardball guys. It's just that he came in, he changed the culture, and we went to the postseason 5 straight seasons. Prior to that, we hadn't gone more than 2 years in a row. So, as long as you're winning, all's good.
Yeah, sure.
You know That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that.
Yeah, so it's been 17 years, and a lot of folks around here are kind of tired of the Harbaugh stuff. But if he keep winning, they ain't gonna get rid of him. Like, they're not gonna get rid of him. Like, and I say the same thing about the Steelers.
Right.
Yeah, I was just about to say,
y'all can hate Tomlin all y'all want, but
which I don't.
The dude don't. Yeah, right. You don't, but there's folks in that fan base that be willing to get him up out of there. And I'm like, y'all, losing seasons in what? 17 seasons, 18 seasons.
17,
like, he ain't going nowhere. None of these guys ain't going nowhere as long as they winning. So
yeah, that's true. That's definitely true.
So talk to me about some advantages Buffalo may have over the Baltimore Ravens this weekend.
Okay, some of the advantages. I think it's for me. It's Josh. Everything begins and ends with Josh. Again, if our O-line continues to play the way have been playing these last 3 games, I think Josh takes those short. Josh has changed his game up too.
Yeah,
he's no longer throwing those bombs down the field. He's now doing the short, intermediate, passing game, which is great. And now you have a run. And I know you guys are great against the run. You guys really can stop the run. But I think what we will win this game is Josh going to have to pass his ball. So he's going to have to throw this ball, and not so much, like I said, down the field. We got guys to stretch the field, but I think it's more going to be tight end, wide receivers, more of tight ends may have to win this game for the Bills, for sure.
Yeah, and the way Kyle Hamilton has looked, because he's our guy that covers tight ends on the defense. And I mean, he played so great for us last year. This year, I don't know if he's just playing out of place or if he's still suffering from the injury from last year.
Now, what did he have last year?
Something with his leg.
Okay.
Either the ankle or the leg.
I think it was, I don't remember exactly.
But for some reason this year, it could just be him playing out of place or the injury is still kind of hampering him. But that's going to be the guy that's going to be covering guys like Kincaid and the other tight end that you guys have.
Dawson Knox,
Dawson Knox, right. I think where the Ravens have a chance to win this game, and obviously you mentioned the run defense. Josh Allen, while he's played great football right now, very efficient football, hasn't turned it over. That was one of the things with Josh Allen was with the turnovers the past several years. If we could force him into those turnovers, and even if we don't get like the sacks, if we just continue to, pressure him into those situations, force some turnovers, then I think that's going to be the key to the Ravens on the defensive side to be able to win this game, is to be able to get him back into that turnover machine that he was, previously.
And you know what? And I get it. I mean, as Bills fans, you hate to hear teams saying, well, Josh is going to turn the ball over. He's going to give us one, and we hate to hear it, hate to see it. But yeah, he does. He turns the ball over. He was reckless last year, but also too, he had 40 something, touchdowns as well. But I understand people that want to go to that side of the ball, that he's a turnover machine. I understand it. I totally get it. I think it might be him not getting an MVP because of that situation, and people look at the negative than the positive. But yeah, I mean, definitely I can see that, off defenses are going to be like, Josh, give us one, help us out, So,
and my second question, T, Jacksonville yesterday, and I was in and out of that game between the other game. Jacksonville plays a lot of man, right?
Yes.
Like they played a lot of man, right?
I don't know why they did that though.
You
had your back towards Josh. He ran the ball. He had, I think it's 55 or maybe 44 yards. And they don't really want Josh running like that unless, I mean, if you've seen it on TV, it was a wide open lane in the middle. He just hiked the ball and just went. I'm like, of course you're going to take that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that. So the Ravens are going to play some zone defense here.
And do they spy?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
The Ravens do spy quite a bit. So and the Cardinals, y'all played the Cardinals week 1. Y'all played Miami week 2.
Miami was jokes.
Right. Same kind of defense, right? Like they were playing a lot of man.
So Miami plays man. Cardinals, do the Cardinals don't play man, I don't think.
Okay.
I don't think.
Yeah,
I think they play too. Do they play too high?
I don't know. I don't pretend to know. I don't pretend to watch the Cardinals.
I don't want to put it out there like I know, but But Josh easily went down the field, but he had a sack and he fumbled the ball. But prior to that, they were on the 10. They were moving the ball really, really well. So
right. Yeah. You expect to see a lot of zone coverage Sunday night, and we'll see how Josh fares against that.
And his zone cover beater is Shakir. That's his guy. That's his guy right there.
Yeah.
But also I can still see in them pockets, man. Like them two tight ends is going. They're always tough to deal with.
Dawson Kincaid can find a seam in the zone and just sit there, like Cole Beasley used to do for Dallas.
Exactly. Yeah. So definitely gonna be a good game. I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, it's part bias, but it's also because y'all in division, so all the way biased. Leave Buffalo go ahead handle business. I'm gonna go ahead and pick a score. I'm gonna call it 24-20 Buffalo.
Ooh.
See, I could respect that score because I think and somebody on Twitter said it this morning. You know, Ravens fans, don't be scared of what you saw last night. And it's like, I'm not even scared.
Yeah,
that's
a different team. Like,
right.
I'll say this about
Jacksonville. Like,
yeah, I'll say this about Jacksonville. Jacksonville always gave the Bills a weird game. Mm-hmm. Every time we played them, it was something. Mm-hmm. Last year we played them in London. Matt Milano got hurt. Daquan Jones got hurt. Like the first quarter, maybe like 5 plays in, both of our guys on each level of that defense was hurt. So then somebody else got hurt because Kyer Elam was in. I don't know who got hurt, but he was in the cornerback, and he was getting smoked. And I'm just like, here we go again. We lost that game 25, I think it was 25 to 20. Yeah. And then prior to that, we lost to them from 9-6. So it was always been a weird game. So we owed them. We owed them for a long time. So
right. 10-7 in a playoff game some years ago too.
Yeah, yes.
In Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm. Weird.
When Tyrod was your quarterback, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Weird stuff.
I got one more question. Talk to me about DeMar Hamlin. He got his first interception. Yesterday. Talk to me about DeMar Hamlin.
That was dope.
Man, DeMar Hamlin, like a full circle for sure. I mean, the guy on a Monday night, which was yesterday, had a pick and was just like last year. He was in and out of the on the roster.
For sure.
For him to be a starter now and got a pick on Monday, he said he can't even put it into words. But, you know, watching that, it was just like, man, he deserves that. He definitely deserves that. Because there's been a lot of talk of he doesn't deserve to be on the team. DeMar's been on his team for 3 years and knows this defense. Sean McDermott will not put him out there unless he knows and understands the scheme. So he deserves this, you know, that starting role. Yeah. So I mean, he's doing well. Good. Yeah.
I was going to criticize him because I saw him. He caught the pick, and you know the speed ain't necessarily there.
No,
speed ain't necessarily there.
I was like, just go down. Just
go down. You ain't going nowhere. No time fast. Just go.
Although I don't ever remember him having speed.
No,
well, I don't recall to remember him as.
He was at Pitt, right?
Yeah. I don't remember him as anything as far as a Buffalo Bill. Like I know he was there. I know he was on the team, but I mean, it's not like he was, you know, shattering glass and you know, he was just a player on the team.
Yeah.
I remember. I remember. This is going to be shady if you're a Buffalo fan, but we was talking about comeback player of the year last year, and I get it. He went through what he went through, and all those things, but he shouldn't have won no damn comeback player of the year when Matt Stafford and Baker Mayfield was on that list.
Now, I think what you want to say is he shouldn't have been a candidate for comeback player of the year.
No, you can put him there all you want because I understand.
Because he didn't win it. Remember, he didn't win it. Joe Flacco won comeback.
No,
Joe Flacco won comeback player of the year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco won comeback player of the
year.
I
get it.
I was against
he shouldn't have won it either, right?
No.
He shouldn't have won
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. Pardon.
If anybody should have won, I think Baker Mayfield should have won.
Yeah, I was torn between Baker Mayfield and
Matt Stafford.
But for certain, should not have been Joe Flacco.
No. Yeah. He wasn't even surprised he won it.
Yeah. So but then okay, but good. I'm glad. Good. That works better for my psyche because I was sitting there like. I was
like, wait, he didn't win it.
And I'm happy. And look, because I'm happy for the dude. Let's be clear. I'm happy for a dude that could have that type of injury. I'm sorry, and then make it back on the field and play football. Like I saw a lot of people last year on Twitter talking about he playing special teams. Like, what are you talking about? This nigga was about to die.
Yeah.
Play special teams. Play whatever you could do.
Yeah.
whatever you can do.
To get you, you do what what you feel like you was put on this earth to do. Absolutely. And I mean, so yeah, for me, I looked at that and I said, that's what's up. That's what's up. Because like people had him out. People had him done.
Listen, I didn't think he was going to come back, to be quite honest. I mean, you literally died on the field, and to go back out there to do something that you love, it's got to be like, do I really want to do this? Yeah. Am I going to get hit again? And he wears a special plate in front of his chest too, so that helps as well. So I mean, they say it can happen again, but you never know. You never know.
You never know. Tua will win a whole year, and here we are again. So
crazy stuff. Yeah, shout out my guy Carlton Henry right there.
What up?
Shout out to the homie right there. So T, question for you, kind of going back to the matchup for Sunday night. Lamar Jackson, your defense has had some success against Lamar over the past few matchups. I remember the playoff game from a few years ago. I remember the game from not last season, the previous year. Another game we blew, by the way. I think that was a 10-point lead that we blew. Talk to me about how this defense, which is now under different personnel, what they're going to be able to do to slow down my mans. How's that going to work out?
Lamar reminds me of Kyler Murray. The speed is there. The best you could do with a quarterback like that is containment. You just have to contain, because Lamar can shake you out of your boots. I just think they're just going to try to contain him, squeeze him, and come up the middle. Like, you can't really do too much of nothing, because he can really fake you out when you're thinking that he's handing the ball out and he's not. I seen a play, I think it was Dallas. I thought he everybody went that way, and Lamar just
the last play of the game.
Yeah, I was like, oh, we're gonna have a problem with this. I mean, every team does. And then you picked up Derrick Henry, which we've had a little bit of success with Derrick Henry. I mean, there was a game where he
Josh Norman,
our guy,
Josh Norman,
to the moon, but Jesus. And I'll bet you this. I'll bet you they show it. I bet you they'll show it on Sunday night.
Yeah. I don't know. Josh Norman's played football since that stiff on.
He's probably out there still.
You're on television. He's been on television since.
But I think the one thing you can probably do is just containment. I mean, and make them throw, I guess.
Because look, and I'm glad you said it, because I was getting ready to say it if you didn't. Because here's the thing about Lamar Jackson. And Trey, don't take it. Lamar Jackson is a great quarterback. Let me be clear on that. But
be careful.
No, I'm gonna say it. No, I'm gonna say it because I mean it. I'm gonna say it because I mean it.
Go ahead, my G.
I don't fully believe when you talk about guys who can really throw the ball when the ball has to be thrown. You're talking about obviously Patrick Mahomes. You're talking about Joe Burrow. You're talking about Matt Stafford. You're talking like a guy that you're gonna have to beat us throwing the ball. That's how you're gonna have to beat us. I'm still not 100% sold. Yeah. Now, trust me, he's good enough. He's a good enough quarterback to do, to make the throws, the rhythm throws and timing. He's a good enough quarterback to do the run of offense. He's a good enough quarterback throwing the ball to run the offense, to make the offense go. But if it comes down to I need throw, touchdown, I'm not sold 100% at all.
I think what he means is the moments. Because we've seen Lamar in the regular season have those kinds of games where he had to throw the ball to win a game. He's talking about the moments, and when we talking moments, we're talking about the postseason. Right. And that's where Lamar's postseason record, which I think is 2-4 right now, that's where he has to answer, the critics is, the postseason play. So nothing, I can respect that. But when it comes to ability, I always say this. Yeah. Ability to throw the ball.
He's there. Yeah.
He got that. Yeah, he got that.
Yeah, it ain't his skill set. It's more about the psychological. Oh, it's me time. Like, let's go get it. I need to go get this win. So whether they contain me or not, they're not going to stop me. That that thing.
Right.
So either I'm throwing a touchdown or throwing a pick. It's that thing.
Yeah.
So who do you think have to step up though in those plays, your wide receivers or tight ends?
That's
yeah.
Zay Flowers is the guy easily. Zay Flowers is the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If I had to, I mean, Trey would probably have a more informed answer than me.
I would say Isaiah Likely, because Isaiah Likely has shown to be that guy, and we kind of talked about it because Mark Andrews has not been getting a lot.
Yeah, what is going on?
Through these first 3 weeks? You know, go back to last season. Mark Andrews missed some games.
Yeah, he was hurt.
He came back for the AFC Championship game. They tried to feed him early, couldn't really do nothing with it this season. And me and Maestro, we kind of hinted at it. Like, it wouldn't shock me if
Mark Andrews by the end of this year.
It wouldn't shock me if they sat Mark Andrews down in the office this offseason and said, "Hey, man,
you ain't the guy no more.
We may have to put you in a trade package." It wouldn't shock me.
Wow.
It wouldn't shock me one bit.
Oh, wow, because that's your bread and butter. Your tight ends are your bread and butter.
He's been great for us. He's been great.
But since let's say fourth quarter last year, Isaiah Likely has really, really turned it up. He has really turned it up, and that dude, he's more athletic now. Andrews has been one of the better route running tight ends for years.
Yes,
but Likely is finding himself open, and he's athletic, and he got a little dog in him, and Lamar Jackson seems to like him.
Yeah. Well, he definitely was stepping into his own last year for sure. Yeah. Because Andrews was up there with all of the other tight ends with the Kittles.
Yeah, with the Kittles and Kelsey's.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. I see Isaiah Likely taking that leap this year.
Yeah. Okay.
This year.
I like it.
Oh yeah. Definitely. Look, if I'm gonna pick a score of the game, I'm gonna say 23. I'm gonna go 23-20 Ravens.
Ooh.
Yeah, I gotta respect the Bills defense. I know there's been some changes in personnel, but I think that unit, and Sean McDermott's a good coach, so he's gonna have that defense ready. So I think it's low scoring. It's gonna be entertaining throughout. But I think it turns up being a field goal game, and for
I hope not.
And for as much, listen, we got to have another conversation about Justin Tucker, because Justin Tucker, going back to last season, is the worst kicker from 50 plus.
Well, you want we got one over here. His name is Tyler Bass.
Yeah, right. Right. Also inconsistent. Yeah.
That's why when you say by a field goal, I don't want to see him out there at all. And I'm serious. I got it 27-21 Bills. But I don't want to see my kicker out there unless he's doing an extra point, or it might be the 30-yard and you can kick it from there. Other than that, I don't want to see my kicker out there. Sean, go for it every freaking time.
Wow.
Yes.
Hey,
and he's being aggressive like that too, though.
Yeah,
he's being very aggressive like that. So
Yep. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with Justin Tucker, but
he was one of the good ones too.
Yeah, like it seems. But now I'll say this in defense of Justin Tucker, because and I can say this because I've experienced it with Chris Boswell. It's a little I think every kicker has a little pocket, like a year or a year and a half or two, where they just, for some reason, they just kicking like absolute shit. And Chris Boswell, Chris Boswell had it about 3 years ago. And so now Chris Boswell looking like he got
he top three
past
kicker
50,
in the game.
Past 50, he's the most accurate kicker in NFL history right now. So like he's one of them. He kicked 3 of them week 1. They tried to have him kick a 62-yarder this past weekend. Now he almost made. He didn't make it. But
who made the 65? Didn't somebody make a 65?
That was
Dallas. Dallas kicker. Yeah, Aubrey.
Yeah.
I said, wow.
Yeah. And then for the mitigated goal for them to let's kick it at the fucking 40 to 50 and let's just we ain't trying to get no first down. Let's just go and go for it. Like the mitigated goal. like this, kickers are different now. Kickers,
they are
definitely different now. Kickers
they got a little swag about them.
Yeah. I think about Evan McPherson in Cincinnati. Like he had his little run. He did kind of cool off a little bit, but he had his little run in that Super Bowl year where like he wasn't missing.
He wasn't missing. Right. Right. But you know who famously had a little pocket of like bad kicks one year, and then he kind of came out of it. Mason Crosby. Yep.
Mason Crosby,
yes, you're right.
Mason
Yes,
Crosby.
Green Bay. Yes. Yep. He was always on. He was like one of the top 5.
Yeah. And then he'll fuck around and have like a badass, like a terrible game, like
a shank.
Yeah.
And right when it mattered, it would seem like too. And then, but they just for whatever reason they never gave. They just worked with him until he got his shit together.
Yeah, and they call it the yips or something like that. The yips.
Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna see that in my vocabulary. Yeah, because I feel like every good kicker does eventually have like that year or so where they just
it's Tyler Bass right now, and I mean I don't know if they want to move on from him, but they did bring 2 kickers in here last week, so we'll see.
That's
he just got paid, so it's just like
nasty work. I know the Commanders had to deal with that week 1. They had Cade York week 1, and he like some cold shit, and they let him go. Like,
and the Giants had Gano injured in the game against the Commanders last week, and they didn't even have a kicker the rest of the game. I think that's why they kept going for it on 4th. That's how that game ended up different last week.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, interesting. Interesting.
I don't know if you got anything else, Trey. If you don't got anything else, T, let the people know where they can find you, anything you want to promote.
Well, I am on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all of that. Not Your Average Podcast in the 716. I mean, I drop every Thursday, but I'm not going to be dropping this week, I don't think, live because I'm going in for knee surgery. Okay. So, I'm going to be recovering from that.
Okay.
So, I'll be
thank you on that.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm a little nervous, but, it has to happen. My basketball days. But you can find me on Building Buffalo. I'm over there. We drop every Thursday at 2:00. I drop at 11:00 on Tee Tyme with Robin as well on the Building Buffalo Network.
So I did have a question for you, and it was one that I didn't get a chance to ask you. Yeah, I let it rock. It's cool. It was something that we didn't get to ask you the first time you came on with us last year. You've been a fan for a long time of this team. I wanted to know who your top 5 Buffalo Bill players all time, your list.
Wow. It's probably going to be shocking, but I got Bruce Smith. I have Andre Reed. I have Fred Jackson, and I have Eric Mose.
Eric Mose, wow.
Eric Mose.
Well, that's 4.
That's 4. That's 4.
Ooh, man, he wasn't here long, but I still love me some Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah,
Marshawn
I
Lynch.
can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
He come back to the city sometime.
He does. I really wanted to see what he could do here, but the culture was the culture. And
yeah.
You know what I mean? So
some dark times. Yeah.
For sure. But I'm glad I root for him though. Yeah, Eric Mose is my God. Yeah, Eric Mose actually is training or did train Shakir in the offseason.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Eric Mose. I remember Eric Mose. He was a beast.
He was.
He used to run back punts and kicks, right? For y'all, right?
I think early. That was early.
Early on. I don't.
Early
on in his career. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Nah, that's what's up. That's a good 5.
I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at it. I'm sure somebody's gonna say you left out Thurman Thomas. I'm sure it's gonna happen, but hey, it's your list. And
you know who on that list? Because I'm not a fan.
Right.
That's what's up. Hey, T, we appreciate you.
Thank you guys. I love you guys. You guys, I'm always watching you guys on the DL. Oh, not even the DL, but just watching y'all because y'all do great work, great content. Y'all push out every week, and I love watching y'all.
That's what's up. We appreciate that. That's love.
Yes, appreciate you too. Definitely definitely best of luck to your platform as well.
Thank you.
Doing great things over there with Built in Buffalo and all those, podcasts that you're doing. So, keep up the great work.
Thank
and
you.
we'll definitely see you next time, hopefully.
Yeah, yes, for sure.
Yeah, get well. I hope that thing goes good for you.
Thank you so much.
Heal up and get some rest for sure.
All right, cool. Thank you guys.
All right, be safe.
All right.
T right there, T Estell with Built in Buffalo. Tee Tyme with Robin is the podcast, and also NYAP in the 716 is the other podcast that she's host on. You can find all that on YouTube and other streaming platforms. And man, always good to talk to her, man.
Mm-hmm.
Always got some, insight with the Bills and all that good stuff, man.
All right, we not ending no episode without me talking about my 3-0 Steelers. It's happening.
Go ahead.
Right the F now.
Go ahead, man.
Hey, man.
Go ahead, man.
I seen all the number 1 defense versus number 2 defense. I don't care what the stats say. Right now, we're the number 1 defense. Right now, they could. Justin Fields took another step. This is the best. I thought about you during the game which was fair criticism, by the way. But you criticized Justin Fields not really throwing in the middle, doing a whole bunch of throwing in the middle.
Right.
He definitely took some.
He did.
He took some good shots in the middle. All of them not completed because Frymuth dropped one.
Right.
But he took some necessary shots. This was the most complete game as a throwing quarterback Justin Fields has played so far in Pittsburgh. I know we don't have a big sample size, but he made necessary throws. Obviously, he got into the end zone. We wore that defense down, but we were running the ball at the end of the game in the fourth quarter with Najee Harris and Cordell Patterson. Loving that. That defense is that defense. Even when Alex Highsmith went down, Nick Herbig came in and put in work. You call yourself double teaming TJ Watt, you still got to worry about that other pass rusher on the other side, whether it's Alex Highsmith or Nick Herbig. Cam Hayward, I get that it's not fancy, and shout out to Cam Hayward because he just passed James Harrison for second most sacks in Pittsburgh history. Shout out to him on that. Obviously, number 1 is TJ Watt. But I get that he's not. The people are not going to look at him and say that's a Hall of Famer because it's not. It wasn't glamorous on the defensive line. But when you look at how that dude affects the run game in Pittsburgh when he's healthy for years, it might be biased. It's fine. I don't care. Cam Hayward, I won't go as far as to say first ballot Hall of Famer. Cam Hayward is a Hall of Famer. I don't by any metric, Cam Hayward is a Hall of Famer to me. It's going to be a sad day when he retires within the next 2 or 3 years. But that dude is a Hall of Famer, and this game was just another reminder of how he dominates on that defensive line. J.K. Dobbins was held in check.
I owe you some bread.
Ooh, I forgot you owed me. I even forgot we made that bet.
I owe you some bread.
I forgot all about that. Yeah,
I will cash app you tonight.
That's what's up.
I will cash app you. Yep.
I did forget about that. But that dude in that defense, Patrick Queen, he kind of found his space and he dropped the pick that I really needed him to catch Sunday.
I saw that. I saw that.
I really needed him to catch.
I saw that. I was like,
yeah, but he's doing a good job. His defense looks good. They really doing a lot of bend don't break shit going on, right? They're doing a lot of that. Right. And I would like this. I'm not gonna complain, bro. Ain't nobody scored. It's 10. He scored 10. Ain't nobody scoring more than 10 on us right now. So it's like,
yeah.
It's hard to complain.
You have some upcoming tests, I believe.
Yeah,
still,
for certain.
On the schedule.
Oh, let's be clear. We haven't played our challenging part of the schedule yet. Like, look, I'm not going to be excited, overexcited. But it's important to highlight right now what they're doing right now. Yeah, and to the Steelers fans, look, unless Justin Fields has a breakout game, and as good as I thought he was in this game, this was not a breakout game unless he has a breakout game before Russell Wilson gets healthy. Yeah. My bets are that they are going to try to start Russell Wilson a game to see if he offers something different.
You think so?
I do think so. I don't know. Now let me be clear. I don't agree with it.
Right.
I don't agree with it.
Okay.
But I do believe that they are going to at least give him a shot to see what if for nothing.
I was going to say, what's the circumstance have to be for that to happen in your eyes?
For what? For Russell Wilson to come on the field?
Yeah.
To be healthy. Literally, I think that if he's when he's 100% healthy, if Justin Fields hasn't had a breakout game, like
despite how he's been playing, like
because he's been efficient,
right?
But he hasn't had to really throw the ball, like what I'm saying, like he's just productively managed the game in a way that he's running Arthur Smith's offense. That's literally what he's doing. Running Arthur Smith's offense. I mean, let's be clear. His yardage would be a little higher if it wasn't for some bullshit offensive PI call in game 1, some Broderick Jones hold in game 2. You know what I'm saying? Like we it's not like he's not attempted. He looks like a more athletic Ryan Tannehill in Arthur Smith's offense. That's what he looks like. Yeah. So I'm with it. I'm here. But I do think that they are going to give him a shot. If for nothing, to build some type of a trade, a trade situation. Like, look, Russell Wilson's still sharp. Somebody need a quarterback. Miami. You know what I'm saying?
I've heard that. I've heard such things.
Like let's just put some tape out there, to see if we can get somebody to bite on something. And if it's something, and look, let's be clear. I wouldn't get rid of Russell Wilson this year for anything less than a second rounder. Nothing less. If I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers, but it's good to have some tape out there just in case Miami got desperate, or we don't necessarily know what's going on in Los Angeles for that matter. Heineke had to finish that.
The Chargers you talking about?
Yeah, LA, right? That's what
you said. Los Angeles. So you either saying Rams or Chargers.
Gotcha.
I'm trying to think who's So Herbert went
out. Heineke had to finish that game. You know what I'm saying? So and it's a leg injury. I don't know how serious or unserious it is, but Heineke.
That's a big deal. That's a
big fucking deal. That's a big fucking deal, especially because they got this defense is playing good. This defense is playing good. The offense.
The Chargers defense, right?
Yeah, Chargers defense is playing good. Yeah. The running game is looking good outside of playing us. Yeah. And so
Bosa went out too.
So, that's another situation where you might say, hey, we need a quarterback and we need somebody that we could kind of plug in and be efficient right now. Well, Russell Wilson might fit that mold.
That's possible. Yeah. I don't think I heard you mention Calvin Austin having that, great game.
Well, look,
and there was a couple plays. There was a couple plays because
he was
the touchdown run. That was one chunk play, and then I think Justin hit him, kind of in the same area of the field earlier in the game. But
look, shout out to Calvin Austin. But the reason why I didn't, because with all due respect. And maybe a lot of this is because the offense he's been in before this year, he hasn't been put in position to be efficient on offense. So like that play was good for me because it was like, oh, you put him in a situation where he could use what he's good at, speed.
Yeah,
that's what he do. He's fast. Yeah. Soon as he caught that ball, I said, oh, he gone. Soon as he caught the ball, I said he's gone. Nobody's catching him. And lo and behold, nobody caught him. Like he's that kind of speed. And he was actually pretty decent on special teams as well. I ain't gonna jump out the window and say he was amazing, but he was decent. I feel like he's gonna crack one in the next 2 weeks. In the next 2 weeks on the punt return game. So I kind of got my fingers crossed for that. I'm looking at the Colts like. They look like prime picking to get a punt return this week.
Yeah, the Colts
But
haven't looked like the Colts definitely haven't, impressed me anyway through
at
through
all.
3 weeks. They
At all.
haven't impressed me.
And
Anthony
Anthony
Richardson
Richardson,
looks
he gonna have a
yeah,
rough this week. He gonna have a
yeah,
rough this week.
yeah. It's looking rough for him right now. But kind of going back to what you were saying though, so you mentioned Highsmith, and I saw him like on an injury report.
Yeah, he
earlier
left
this week.
that game like second or maybe third quarter with I want to say it was a groin. I'm not 100% sure, but I want to say it was a groin.
He gonna miss some time though. It sounds like, right?
It seems like he's gonna miss a couple of weeks.
Okay, and then you had a couple other guys on the injured list. The running backs look like
Jaylen Warren's not 100%, but Najee Harris. They said Najee Harris is fine. They said he's fine from last I read this morning.
They expecting to play. I did see somewhere that they was expecting.
Cordell Patterson is obviously he's not Jaylen Warren as far as impact.
I keep forgetting he on the team. I don't
know because I don't know because if you watch that fourth quarter, him and Najee Harris closed that game out.
Yeah,
it was him and Najee.
I turned the channel once y'all went up 20-10. I said, ain't no way. You got Heineke in the game.
Yeah. No,
there was more interesting things on.
They closed that game. That defense that they wore that defense down play by play. Him and Najee. So shout out to Cordell Patterson. And especially because he's aware, he knows how to run in that Arthur Smith offense. So you get a defense tired, and now you're just doing what you know to do, what you've been doing in practice for the past 2 years. He was in Atlanta. So you just do what you know what you've been knowing to do for the past 2 years in that offense. And
he been in the league a while, right?
Yeah, but playing, that Bama, that's a big ass, like 6'6", no homo, 6'6", 240, 250.
Right.
Still got speed on him. Like that's it. Like he's one of those guys you want on a football team. He was catching passes last week in the slot. Like he's doing, and he's still out there on kickoff return. He's doing everything you ask of him.
Throughout his career, he hasn't been utilized a lot. That's why he's still like fresh, in this league.
Well, he was mainly a special teams guy.
Yeah, right. I remember him on the Vikings, some years ago,
and even in Chicago.
And Chicago. I forgot about that spot too. But when he was in Minnesota, he wasn't getting a lot of burn. But when he was on special teams, he was getting those, punt and kick returns, and sometimes they would line him up as a wide receiver on offense during that time too. So
I feel like it happened in Chicago, if I'm not mistaken, where they tried him at running back and he was efficient. And he definitely, if I'm not mistaken, in his first year in Atlanta, he definitely ran for over 700 yards that season in his first year in Atlanta. So, like he's definitely one of them Swiss Army knives that just know how to play football, and he got the size, no homo.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like he's just one of them dudes as far as football go.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
So, so if you got nothing else on the Steeler Charger game, there was another entertaining game on Sunday that I had a chance to look at, and that was the Eagles and the Saints. So I thought it was just two defenses, going at it. Turnovers by the Eagles early on, close game. I think it was 7-6 ball game in the fourth quarter. And the criticism that Derek Carr takes, for much of his career, that throw at the end, the interception, is what everybody's going to continue to point at when it comes to Derek Carr.
It's his fault. It seems like he's like baby Kirk Cousins. It's like when it's like, bruh,
like when you need it, when you gotta have it, like more times than not, he don't get it. Now the previous drive, he was on, like the throw over the middle, to set up the touchdown. Like, he was on point with that one. And the defense of the Saints, if those two guys hadn't ran into each other, they wouldn't have let Goddard run down the sideline all crazy like that, wide open. That was, to me, that was kind of like the play of the game that really put the Eagles over the top in my book. So
we got Saquon Barkley is in that MVP hunt after 3 weeks.
After 3 weeks, Saquon. Okay.
Yeah, he's there.
I can see that.
He's there.
I can see that.
He's there.
I can see that. Well, who else would you put in that hunt?
Right now. I didn't think about that. I was actually not for nothing talking to Melvin about it Sunday.
Oh,
and
I rub it in his face, huh? Pause.
Nah. Just it just happened to be. I don't know why we was talking about. I guess we was talking about the Saints as well. But but yeah. Who else so far?
Because quarterback wise, I'm looking at the leaders, and look, Sam Darnold leads quarterbacks in touchdown passes.
Right. If we're talking about after week 3, Sam Darnold has to be in the conversation.
Yeah. I'm looking at him.
I don't know if it's biased. Well, no, it's biased because defensive players don't get the MVP, but I want fucking TJ Watt to get his goddamn due. But if they really judged it for all around the field, offense and defense, TJ Watt would be in that conversation right now, in my opinion. After 3 weeks. But I definitely agree with Sam Darnold.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think of other quarterbacks, but it don't seem like nobody really stands out right now.
Well, I feel like we got at least name. I feel like we got to have at least a 3-man after 3 weeks. We got to have at least a 3-man MVP race.
Oh yeah,
Saquon Barkley, Sam Darnold. Who else?
I'm trying to think who's really like
killing shit,
like killing it. Yeah, I mean, if not for Dobbins not having a great game, he would have been up there.
I mean, if not for Derek Carr in this third game, Derek Carr would have definitely. I mean, is it Derek Carr? Because Derek Carr cooked game 1 and game 2.
He did.
He cooked. He cooked Dallas. He cooked the Panthers. I get the Panthers aren't necessarily the best team right now, but
right.
He cooked. Shit, you gotta say Josh Allen. After 3 games, you have to say Josh Allen.
I don't know that I would put him there just because statistics-wise, I don't think he's there.
Okay.
And the numbers, and look, I know he's got some rushing touchdowns, so if you add that with the 3 passing touchdowns he has already, maybe. But I mean, you watch the Bills. I'm sure T will tell you, it's been a balance of run game, pass game. He hasn't really been relied on to be Superman like that. So I don't know through these first 3 games that I would put Josh Allen up there. Not to say that he won't, but I think I would leave him off for now.
Okay.
I'm thinking about a guy. Honestly, that kid in San Francisco been filling in pretty admirably for them. Jordan Mason. Yeah, but they've had a bad couple of weeks.
Right.
They've had a bad couple of weeks. Yeah. Well, the Niners, man, they're going through some stuff right now, bro.
Yeah, injuries. It's injuries. I'm not going to put if they don't win, they don't win the Super Bowl, which I don't have them win the Super Bowl. But even if they don't, meet quote unquote expectations this season, depending on how long these injuries last, I would definitely be able to look at it by week 8 and say, look, they just hurt. They just hurt, and they'll probably be back next year.
Yeah. That Rams game on Sunday, I was for sure San Francisco won that game.
Yeah.
And the Rams came back, and the Rams are missing some guys also. They're missing.
Cup went crazy. No, I thought Cup played.
I don't think he played.
Let me double check, because I swore I was told that Cooper Kupp went crazy on Sunday, but I be hearing shit sometimes.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I don't think he played, because Puka Nacua, he's gonna miss some time for sure.
I remember you said that.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna miss time, but yeah, I thought they said Cooper Kupp wasn't gonna be able to start.
Somebody
did this. Yeah, Cooper Kupp ain't. Yeah,
I'm looking at Tyler. I'm looking at Tutu Atwell. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Somebody told me some wild shit, and I was like, "Oh, all right," because I know I didn't watch the game, so I was like, "Oh, all right."
Yeah.
I knew he was injured, so I'm like, "Oh, all right, maybe something happened game time that I missed," and I know I was kind of in and out because I had to run out at the 4:00 games with like I ran out in the 4:00 games. Again, like a lot what you was thinking, I ran out thinking, "Oh, Dallas fuck this up. Let me go on and do what I gotta do." And I came back and they was almost winning the game. So
right. Any thoughts about Chiefs Falcons Sunday night?
Not really. I mean, look, man. Clearly the Chiefs do this. You know what I'm saying? Like make people feel like they got a shot. I know and the Falcons was fresh off a good win against Philly Monday night. But look, the Chiefs are the Chiefs, man. Like I hate to be that guy, and I don't think they're unbeatable. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying a team like the Falcons don't have the pedigree. Ain't enough way to slice it. They don't have the pedigree to beat a team like that. They would have to be clicking on all cylinders, and Kansas City not clicking on all cylinders.
Like you got to be perfect to beat this team.
Damn near.
Yeah.
Damn near.
You got to be perfect. Yeah.
And because if you don't, they're gonna find a way to expose it. This defense is just like I've been saying. They're just good enough to make it happen when it needs to happen. You know what I'm saying? And really, to be honest with you, I'm starting to feel the same way about the offense, especially with Pacheco being, about to be out for as long as he's about to be out. Like this offense, they're a good offense, but they're just experienced enough to get it done when it really matters. But this team is a beatable team. And not to jump out the window, I'm just looking at the defense of my team, and like. That defense can compete with that offense. Now, right this second, I don't know.
I agree with that.
I don't know if our offense can compete with their defense right now.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? But this team is not invincible.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think the Falcons, and just from my observations, I'm not sure that was the Falcons having a non-pedigree moment. I think it was just more so their play calling. Like, why are you running plays, east-west, especially on that final drive where they was closing in to, take the lead and win that game? Fourth down, 4th and 1, 4th and inches. I'm running right through the middle of that defense. Why am I pitching it to the running back east and west? Like to me, that's not a play call that you make on 4th and inches when you got Bijan Robinson. That to me,
but it's a lot. But it's a lot. What I always be telling you about pedigree, it's not just within the players. It's also in your coaching staff.
Yeah,
Raheem Morris, with all due respect, black man, he don't got that pedigree yet. Like Andy Reid hit different. You know what I'm saying? Mike Tomlin hit different. Like it's just a different thing. Like I'm sure if he's given the opportunity, he'll maybe one day get there, but that pedigree, it ain't there yet.
Yeah, no, that's true.
In that organization, not just Raheem Morris,
right?
The players.
Right. The organization still has some stuff to work on as well.
Exactly.
For sure.
Exactly.
But yeah, coaches, they got to make the right plays. The players got to execute. The players got to execute also.
Because it's as simple as it is for you to say, hey man, if I'm in that situation, I'm just going to go straight up. It takes a type of confidence. Like you're looking at it like it's just a couple of inches, but it takes it takes a level of confidence to say, all right, my 5 against your 5, we going to get this inch. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to us having to do something tricky where we think everybody going to hit mano in the middle. Let me throw something out there on the side to try to trick them, go east-west to try to trick them. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a different level of thinking. You know what I'm saying? So, because if they went straight up and didn't get it, that could be demoralizing to a team. So,
of course.
You know what I'm saying? So, it's a mindset.
Of course.
Every time it's 4th and inches, if I'm a coach, I'm going 4th and inches because I believe my offensive line should be able to push your offensive line a couple of inches for my quarterback to get a couple of inches, or my running back to get a couple of inches. That should be able to happen every single time. This is an offensive game.
And look, I know Kirk was coming off the Achilles, but I don't give a damn.
And I feel like he ran quarterback sneaks against Pittsburgh. I don't 100% remember.
That's why I'm like, why y'all not calling the quarterback sneak here? Like, but like you said, it comes with the coaching also when it comes to pedigree. So you got to be able to, make those, right play calls. Now
you got to be able to say, "Fuck that bullshit. My team is better than your team if it's a matter of inches."
Right.
And if you don't feel that way about your team, then there's pedigree that's lacked.
Right. And if the players can't execute, then that just means the defense made a better play, sometimes.
Or that your team wasn't good enough in that moment. And that's okay. And that's okay too.
Right.
It's just like, all right, we got more work to do as a team.
Yeah. Facts. Yeah. Hey, a quick shout out to my guy Tony Crow.
What up?
He's on the Knicks podcast with my guy Sim. Met that brother in New York a few times, and cool cat. So appreciate him jumping up in the chat here. I didn't want to close by not saying congratulations to A'ja Wilson of the Las Vegas Aces on winning unanimous league MVP. I think she eclipsed 1,000 points for the regular season. I think first person to do that in league history. She deserved it. Honestly, from start to finish, there was really nobody really in competition with her for that. So just want to give congrats to that. But interestingly, they did release the voting results on Twitter, and I think Stewie came in. No, Nafisa Collier with the links came in second. Stewie came in third place, and Caitlin Clark came in fourth place.
Damn, you really love the Liberty. You calling her Stewie?
Yeah, bro. Look, I'm watching them right now on the TV, bro. I'm watching Game 2 right now, man. I'm watching Game 2 right now, B. So, but yeah, congrats to A'ja Wilson
for sure.
Congrats for sure there. All right, man. We get these picks in for week 4.
Yep.
You got the schedule up?
I can get it up. No homo.
Yeah. That sounded crazy.
NFL week 4. I got you. I got it. Thursday night, Cowboys versus Giants. Give me the Cowboys.
Yes. I'm not going to be fooled by the Giants beating the Cleveland Browns.
Not at all. Going into Sunday, Saints versus Falcons. Give me the Saints.
You going Saints?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go upset here. Give me the Falcons. Where was it, in Atlanta?
It is in Atlanta. Yes.
I'll take the Falcons.
Okay. Steelers versus Colts.
I'll take Pittsburgh.
Give me Pittsburgh as well. Bengals versus Panthers.
I will take the Bengals. Who, by the way, and look, I don't know if I emphasize this well enough, but the Commanders did me a solid, man, last night. They did us a solid, man.
Yeah.
So,
and look, and let's be clear, I didn't have the Bengals going to the playoffs, but another loss is another loss. So
0-3, put that team at 0-3. Yeah, I'm good with it.
Shout out to the Commanders.
I'm good with it. But it doesn't mean that the Bengals are gonna overlook Andy Dalton here, because this is I don't know if Andy Dalton's had a chance to play his old team yet since he's been away from Cincinnati, but I know that's going to be a storyline. But I'll take Cincinnati in this one.
I'm taking Cincinnati. The Panthers, y'all beat the Raiders, and I don't think that the Bengals right this second are much a better team than the Raiders. But Joe Burrow is still over there. Jamar Chase is over there. They should be able to make something shape.
Yeah.
Rams versus the Bears.
Yeah, Chicago defense been good.
I'm gonna take the Rams. I'm taking it back.
Chicago defense been good. They probably should have beat the Colts Sunday. Yeah, I'll take the Rams.
Yeah,
I'll take the Rams.
I don't know about Caleb Williams yet. Like this year is what I'm.
It's through 3 weeks, man, it's still something missing. It's still something there. But he a rookie, so
sure. Vikings versus Packers. Give me the Vikings.
I'm gonna go upset here. I'm gonna take Malik Willis in the Green Bay Packers at home.
Okay. Jaguars versus Texans.
Give me the Texans to bounce back.
Give me the Texans for sure. Broncos versus the Jets.
I will take New York at home.
Yep. Eagles versus the Buccaneers. I'm taking the Eagles.
Playoff matchup rematch.
I don't like what I saw from the Buccaneers last week, by the way.
They lose to who? They lose to Denver, right?
26-7 to the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, that's not the loss you want to take if you're Tampa. Give me Philly.
Commanders versus Cardinals. I'm going to take the Commanders.
I will take the Commanders also.
Patriots versus the 49ers. This is
49ers.
Tricky for me.
49ers.
For me. I'm going to take. I'm feeling an upset special. Give me the Patriots.
Okay. All right.
Browns versus the Raiders.
Yeah, this one's tricky too.
Give me the Browns.
I don't like any of these teams. I'll go Raiders then.
Okay. Chiefs versus Chargers. Give me the Chiefs.
Kansas City.
Yeah. Buffalo versus Baltimore. Give me Buffalo. You said you got Baltimore.
I will take the Ravens for sure.
Titans versus the Dolphins. This is a shit game.
Ugh.
I'm gonna take the Dolphins though.
It's the rematch.
Yeah.
From last year.
No, I'm gonna take the Dolphins at home.
I'll take Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take Tennessee.
Good game Monday night. Seahawks versus the Detroit Lions.
Ooh, give me Detroit to hand Seattle their first loss of the season.
I agree. Give me Detroit.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. That's what's up. Picks for week number 4. Big shout out to T for hopping on with us.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to the crew in the chat, Sean, X Squad, C Hen, Tony. Appreciate everybody joining in. Don't forget, folks, continue to follow us on our social media platforms. We got the Facebook page. We also got the YouTube channel. Click that subscribe button. Click the like button as well. Also, we're on Twitch. Follow us on Instagram at Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. Big shout out to the folks that's following us on IG right now. My boy Wale on here.
What up?
Strikers, David Coates. Appreciate y'all.
Yes, what up, family?
Appreciate you. Also follow us on Twitter too at Barbershop SPOR2. You can follow me everywhere else at Trey Frazier, Maestro Styles at Maestro Styles everywhere. Questions, comments about the show, hit us up on the email at barbershopsportstalk1@gmail.com. And again, these nice new era black knit hats. I still got some.
I got to turn it over like the 2000s and shit.
Right.
Camera.
Right. We still got some hats available. So if you guys interested in a hat, just hit me up on the DM. I'll be sure to get one out to you, let you know what that cost is, and we'll hook you guys right up. And then also, we do have a merch store. I forgot to put the link into the description, but we do have a merch store. We're gonna be putting out some stuff real soon. It's the fall season. I've been having allergies and all kinds of stuff, so that weather's changing up, y'all. So be on the lookout for that. And if nothing else, man, love, peace, and happiness to everybody out there. And as always, we will see you next week. And continue to mind your damn business, folks.
Drink some water.
Oh yeah, we got him. Trey Frazier and Maestro Styles, you know we got one. Right back like we left some. We don't duck smoke, we want all of it. So line them up, Trey shot with the blade, you know we sizing it up. I'm quick to catch the fade, Styles making the cut. Cause we coming out clean every time that we showing up.
It's gonna be called The Barbershop.